live. I do want to do that. So I'm gonna leave that. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna wipe my glasses. All right. Hey y'all. How am I gonna do this? Y'all can hear me, I'm guessing. Hi, I'm old Man Saxon. I ain't never been in the water. I ain't never been on nobody's boat. Where's the hummus? It's hilarious. So I just wanted to come on for a little bit, obviously to like say hi, hello, everyone. I'm Saxon. That's tight. That's so tight. All right, for real though. I was just kidding. Now I'm serious. Hey, I love y'all. That's gonna fall again. That's for sure gonna fall again. So yeah, we're just gonna have some questions. I wanted to also get into how I wrote some of the songs that I've written. Like, there's a lot of crazy stories to how I've written some of these songs and how like I think it could be applicable to other people in their art. But if you ever have a question, just ask it. I'm here. Do you think that smoking makes it harder to rap due to lung capacity? Also, you're dope. I've always thought that, like, cause all rappers smoke. Like, maybe not cigarettes, but weed. And yeah, I guess it doesn't. It's obviously you're probably not using your like your maximum lung capacity, but also it's like you're only going. You don't need that much of it. So, hey, thanks everyone. So I don't know how like familiar everyone is with all of my music, but I just want to get into some of these because I had you think of the Earl Maxo track. I have not heard it. This is what rappers. I'm not. If I skip a question too, just rewrite it. Let's start from here though. What rappers do you find inspirational? Inspirational. That's deep. I don't know how to define that. Like someone who really like inspired me was Mac Dre, but only because he like made ecstasy cool for black people. And there's a deep dive into that, but just that alone was like, holy shit, that's pretty impactful. What do you think? I'm the Earl Maxo track. I don't listen to rap. That's my like thing that I have to say to everyone. I don't listen to rap. I don't listen to really music. I don't. I swear. When I wrote The Perils, the album when I was living in the back of my car, all I was listening to that whole year was podcasts and the radio and sports radio. It was fucking so yeah, I don't listen to music. It's crazy anymore. Green from Germany. Do you have plans for dropping new stuff? Yeah, I have a lot of new stuff. I've always kept at least enough like unreleased stuff to drop an album at any time. This whole pandemic shit has kind of changed things. So I've been writing new things, but more like dreamy, ethereal type of stuff, like not really rap. So that's always been the problem with me was consistency, and it's not because I like don't have the music, it's that I don't feel like dropping shit. And then when I feel like dropping shit, I'm like, all right, I dropped it. It's a huge flaw. It's a huge business flaw. Who's my favorite rapper? Mac Dre. What is with the feature with D Smoke, like you said in the show? Like, did I say that in the show? Oh, well, I don't know. Smoke is a very busy person. I'm gonna let I this is my thoughts. The golden rule, which I don't know if anyone knows what that is, but we learned it since we were like 3 years old. Treat people the way you want to be treated, and that shit fucked me up because I don't really like being treated that well. So I say that because like if I was Smoke, I wouldn't want to. I mean, I'd be like Saxon. We'll get a feature when we can get a feature. Like right now, like I'm on top of the world. Like do your shit. We'll get it when it comes. But yeah, hell no. Biggest inspirations, Mac Dre again. Meet My Standards ever going to be released as a studio recording. That's so funny. Meet My Standards. So here's the deal with Meet My Standards. Great song. I only play Meet My Standards live because it is like a live song. Like I can't. I have a couple of songs that I'll probably play for y'all today, where I have them and I'm like, where would anyone play this song? Like, where on earth would anyone play this song? And the only place I can hear Meet My Standards, which if y'all don't know, y'all can look it up. The only place I can play Meet My Standards is live. Like, it's a live show. So I don't want to put it out as a studio recording because I feel like it wouldn't hit as hard as if you see it in a live show. On top of that, it has a little bit more like mystique to it if you have to go to a live show to hear one song. And I just like that about it too. Because I can get deep into that, but you know. Who do you speak with most from the show? Damn. Okay, wait, before I do that, what gives me motivation to make music? Dude, the motivation that I get from making music is the actual like physical motivation to make music. Like I say this, I the majority of the year I don't want to make music. Like I think it's a very American type of thing to like always want to be working. And now that music is work, like I need breaks from that shit. So I'm now to a place where I'm not just because I've heard it in like my old music, like just the like insisting on making shit constantly and it not being the best shit because I'm just making shit for the sake of making shit. So now I'm in a place where it's like, oh, damn, I have a really good idea for a song. I'm gonna make that song. And there's an argument on both sides of that, but I'm saying for me, my motivation for making music is making motivation to make music. It's weird. Who do I speak with most from the show? No one, really. No one. I'm a loner. I got 2 kids. No one. Really. Like if we all get together, we're good. Who is this human? Who are you, human? Okay. There's just humans just parked outside of mine. Are they coming to murder? Don't come to murder me, though. Oh, it's a drug deal. Oh, that's what's up. Hold on, drug deal. Hell of a drug deal. Super non-discreet. Like, just here are the drugs. Good for him. But yeah, who do I speak with most on the show? No one really. When we get together, it's all good. But yeah, no one really. Thank you, everyone. Hi. Are you still teaching rap in college? No. That was in LA. I live in Denver now. Am I a sports fan? I like sports. I watch them. What fucked me up with sports? Why y'all driving so fast, dude? You just sold drugs. I'm just break the speed limit too. Damn. Yeah, the thing about sports was after I'm a Denver Broncos fan, and I remember they won the Super Bowl like when I was an adult with Peyton Manning or whatever, and I was so excited before the game, and then we won, and then I was just like, oh, that was it? Like, what the fuck? What else happens now? What are some themes or messages I want to incorporate in my future music? I don't know. I have to think about that. I definitely have this like idea that, because I have a family, right? And to some extent, I don't just want to rap about my family because I don't feel like it's never been like, to me, it's always been corny when people are like, yeah, I love my family and shit like that. But I think there's a way to do it properly, and I think that if I can figure out ways to like, you know, like even with like to an extent, like I hate when people get political in songs, like when it's done poorly, when it's like we gotta fight the power, y'all, we stick together. And I've done like little political like things in my song, but it's just like a funny like quip, like a like the whatever the line is in Hasn't Happened about Mike Pence, or even in the Rhythm and Flow I did Saucier and Putin-esque running shit. I'm Putin-esque, and that's just like, yeah, like he's like it's just like little shit. So I say that because if I can find a way to like incorporate like my family into music in a way where it doesn't come off corny, then that. Why'd I go on Rhythm and Flow? I just got an application for it, and I almost didn't go. Sorry if I'm eating this orange. I'm hungry. I almost didn't. Like I signed the application, got to like the audition part of the show. Not like with Snoop, like before that. And I remember going there, like performing for like these 4 producers in a hotel room, and like killing it. Did I spit? And then going like walking down to like it was pretty much on like a hotel on this big ass hill. I walk down to the bottom of this hill with like all my like suitcase and shit, and I sit there, and I'm like, I don't even know if I want to do this shit. Like there was a moment where, like after I did the audition, where I was like, even if I make it, I'm not gonna do this. I don't think. So I'm glad I did. Hey, what programs do you use to edit your stuff? Premiere Pro, video, and then Logic for audio. Favorite beer? I don't know. I've been drinking beer lately. My favorite beer right now is ginger beer. That's my shit. Any suggestions on how to incorporate music in your kids' everyday life? I love the videos with your daughter. My girl's around the same age. Yeah, so this is what that's a great question. Like incorporating music to like children. I have kind of like 2 things I do. I do like the obvious, like, here's classical music, Mozart, and they just kind of play and do that shit. And then they like their shit. They like Elsa and Moana and all that shit. And then I occasionally play something like a rock song, just random rock song. Nothing with like, fuck you, I'm a Nazi or anything like that. Just a random, like, fairly clean rock song. But then if they kind of start liking that, what I do, because now we have little kids that just can access the internet and just have screens all the time, is I'll play them music videos. So like, but not like the Wiggles, like an actual music video from like some random artist that I don't even know. And they'll watch it. They'll be visual learners. They'll maybe understand how a story is told really quickly. Then also they're really fucking with the music. So my daughter's always like, I played them a band called The Chats. It's like this Australian or New Zealand, like these punk rock like children pretty much. And there's a song called Smoko, and they just rock out to it, and my kids love it, and I'm pretty sure it's about smoking meth. I'm not sure. Support local drug dealers. Absolutely. Brazil, hello. Do you choose your beat according to lyrics, or do you choose the beat and then write the lyrics? All right, this is a great question, because I want to just play something real quick. If I get behind in the questions, I'm sorry, but this is like a good teaching point right here. So there's a song that I have called On My Own. I don't know if you heard it. It was on the Silicon Valley like soundtrack maybe 2 seasons ago, and it's a very like funky song. I'll play it for you right now. Here it is. On my own. On
my own, so I'm gonna see you later. I'm on my own, bitch, I'm on my own. I'm on my own, yeah. Drinks been paid for that night. No down spent, you know that's right. Got a couple thick chicks that been on my side. Got a couple in the club that done caught my eye. Beats take over me sonically. Please pass some of them chronically. Couple more shots, then I gotta leave. But you can catch me lean back like Keanu Reeves. But I'm riled up mean with the bass. Don't lick the bag, leave me a taste. Stress with the beat, seems like Kuwait. Cause I'd rather bake shake, call seems like Kuwait. Moving hella slow, but he seems in the race. Better ease up if you keep in the pace. Where we gon' go, you don't need you to chase. So you better ease up, better ease up and get in the pace. No.
So, that's a song, right? That song exists. And just to go back, the question is, do you choose your beat according to lyrics, or do you choose the beat and then write the lyrics? So for that song, that verse of that song, fuck that. The verse, the chorus, everything. I had that verse written for probably 3 years before I ever even heard that beat. In fact, I kept that verse because I loved it and I loved the hook, but I didn't I never found the beat that just fit like clicks like that. But I can show you, because one of the beats that I had before was this. And God, your cars are very loud. Was this beat, and it's a completely different song, obviously with the beat. So it's I've been getting paper on my own. I've been in my scraper on my own. Yeah, bitch, I got it. Bitch, I got it. Said I've been getting paper on my own. Paper on my own. In my scraper on my own. I've been getting paper on my own. Yeah, bitch, I got it. This is the verse, right? Drinks been paid for that night. No down spent, you know that's right. Got a couple dick chicks that been on my side. Got a couple in the club, done caught my eye. Beats take over me sonically. Please pass some of them chronically. Couple more shots, then I gotta leave. But you can catch me lean back like Keanu Reeves. But I'm riled up mean with the bass. Don't let the bad bitch leave me a taste. Dress with the beats, yeah, seems it could wait. But I better bake shake, call seems it could wait. Moving hella slow, but he seems in the race. Better ease up if you keep in the pace. Where we gon' go, you don't need you a chase. So you better ease up. I've been getting paper on my own. Two completely different songs. So back to the question is, do I pick the beat or do I write the lyric? It's never ever the same. And I would also want people to learn from that is switch up how you make music. Switch it up every time. Like of course there's people who have just like a set way, like I'm gonna sit down and write to this beat. But I think it will benefit you in just trying things differently. And also, the other point in that is not being afraid to reuse your shit. I think it's a really naive, it's really naive to think like, okay, every time I make music, I've written the perfect verse for this beat right here. And I don't think that's true. I think even On My Own, How It Is in Silicon Valley might be better on a different beat. But thankfully, I put it out, and that's what it is. All right, tight. That's fine. The Perils, great. It's an amazing song. And so, I hope I'm not too far back in the questions. I'm hella far back in the questions. So if y'all don't mind me being far back in the questions, and you just kind of want to just learn some things, just give me a second, because the Perils, let's see, where am I? Yeah. I got something on the right side of my head. Did I get it off? I hope I did. All right, so with the Perils, this is the reason I love the Perils. I don't know if I've told this story before or anything, but the Perils as a song is just the most truthful, basic shit. Like, I think that's something that a lot of people could probably learn from their art. There's nothing really lyrically like crazy spectacular about the Perils. except for its honesty. Like the mind blown like Kennedy line is great. I'm like, I sound like such a bitch. Like it's a good line, but there's nothing else. And I'll say it because let's listen to the first verse of the Perils, if you don't mind. All right. Nope, we're going ahead.
6 a.m. wake up all alone, like what can your boy say? Shit, shower, shaves, taking the whole day. Thinking with no pays, like fucking with no size, or cutting with no knife, or trusting your hoe, right? Like why? Interviews asking me where my stripper pole, but I can't drop the ball, so I spit, give and go. If I give them that real shit, I'm concealing. Broke, no dough and chillin', they laughing me out the villain. Can I use your restroom? What? No, what type of noise is that? Most these fools ain't loyal cats, they smoking to the foils black. Sorry. Trees started confessing, departed with Wessons and restarted the lesson. We started from less than the no excuse though. Just wanted the root for my head. 2 hoes, skin black, 2 new boat, make cash for my goof up. A house on the hill, who know, just wanna go home. Can't wait to go.
So the verses on that are literally just pretty much both verses are literally just what's happening. Like it's almost as if I'm just writing a book. So first line, 6 a.m. wake up all alone. All right, that's true. Wake up at 6 a.m. by myself. Simple. Like what can your boy say? I don't know how this happened, but shit, shower, shave is taking the whole day. That was in reference to me having to go I bought a gym membership. Like as soon as I was homeless, I was like, I gotta shower. So I bought a gym membership. The gym membership was like in Hollywood, like on Hollywood Boulevard, LA Fitness. And I would go to, but I couldn't sleep in Hollywood because I just couldn't. It was too dangerous, pretty much. So I would sleep on the other side of town, like in a more quiet neighborhood. And so literally having to get up and go shit, shower, shave would take the entire day because I'm also in LA traffic. Thinking with no pays, like fucking with no size, or cutting with no knife, or trusting your hoe, right? Like why? Thinking with no pay, that came from me sitting in my car. I was just sitting in my car, right? Just broke, just super broke. I had no money. I remember I probably had like single digit dollars in my bank account at that point. And I remember sitting there and I wasn't even like breathing. I wasn't moving. I was not even moving. And I caught myself feeling like this just tightness. And I'm realizing like I was so broke that I was afraid to move. I was afraid to move because I thought it was going to cost money. Like I really did. I was just sitting there like, and yeah, and I remember me thinking like, it's hard to even think without money. It's like, what's the point? What is the point? And it's such a capital, like, I'm not getting into like capitalism and everything, but it is just like that mindset. Interviews asking me where my stripper pole, but I can't drop the ball, so I spit, give and go. If I give them that real shit, I'm concealing. Broke, no dough and chilling, they laughing me out the building. That was from, I was sitting in the back of my car, and it was right after, like, it wasn't right after, it was like I did On Point, the video, but like people were just slow to catch up to On Point. So I had a call from this Miami radio station about On Point because they were playing it at their radio station. I was like, oh, cool, it's awesome. So we're talking on the phone. Interviews asking me where my stripper pole was, them being like, oh, okay. So I'm literally in the back of my car in this park at like noon on a hot LA day with the windows up because I don't want people hearing my conversation about me being a rapper while sitting in my car. And I'm sitting there and they're like, oh, so where are you staying at? And I was like, oh yeah, Hollywood, because that's where I was currently parked. And I was like, yeah, I'm in Hollywood. And they're like, oh, okay. That's cool, man. Like, so you got like a stripper pole in your basement? Ha 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 ha. Oh, that's so funny. And I was just like, no. And I had to rap for him. So I spit, give and go. Get the fuck off the phone. Because if I give them that real shit, I'm concealing. Broke, no dough and chilling. They laughing me out the building. Can I use your restroom? Nope. What type of noise is that? I remember that was the reason I had to get a gym membership, because I am so like just socially like introverted and like afraid of rejection just as an artist in general. But like having to go to a place like, can I pee here? And then I'm like, no, what the fuck? I was like, oh, that hurt. That hurt more than anything. Like, I can't pee in your establishment? What type of edifice is this? Can I use your restroom? No. What type of noise is that? And then it was most of these fools ain't loyal cats. They smoke until the foil's black. Like I'm trying to make myself feel better for being homeless. Like these niggas, they ain't shit. Fuck them. They really have like problems. And then the next line is sorry. Sorry, I was high pretty much. The tree started confessing. So that's the reason I say that The Perils as a song. It's just very real, very, very real, very simple. And I think it would benefit a lot of artists to just almost do the shit that just comes the easiest to you. I've heard rappers and singers where it sounds like they're trying to be rappers and singers, and I would say that it's probably better just maybe once or twice just to do the thing that comes the easiest to you. All right, I'm sorry I spent so long on that question. Any other industries outside of music that interest me? Yeah, making movies, making like TV shows. I want to do a variety show. Do you are a politic, like active voter? Yeah, I'm an active voter. I don't know who I'm not going to talk about politics, but it's just the world. Is that Moss in your video? See you like this? See me like this? Is that Moss? I forget where we did that. It's like I don't know what that is. I don't know foliage. Do you stay in contact with D-Smoke after? No, not really. I'm sure I could call him and he would answer, but no, not really. You've been my 5th most played artist in the past year. Aw, that's sweet. Thank you. That's really sweet. Who are these other 4 though? What is the thing on my head? Is it like, you know what it might be? This thing on my head. It could be. You know what it might be? I shaved my head because it might be hair. That's what it might be. Yeah, sorry, man. Sorry, Wingman. You're the man. Thank you. When will you do a studio album with a band? Yeah, the band thing was great for a long time, and then I just realized there's a thing with. I think if I put out a studio album with the band, yeah, that might be great. But for the longest time, I was playing with the band, and I realized, like, I do not like live band rap shows, like, at all. Like, I don't even like this shit. So, yeah, like, maybe I'll do a studio album, but I don't like band. Like, rap is, like, meant to have that bass in it, not like Travis Barker drums. Major's writer's block. I have written about 5 songs, but they are only half written. Any advice? I have taken plenty of time thinking about it. 3 years, actually. 3 years. Well, that's crazy because I have. So here's I have the exact same thing, but only on specific songs. We're talking about writer's block. He says he's written about 5 songs, but they're only half written. So that's what I would do. First, there's a couple of things. Let me start here. One is if you have 5 half-written songs, then that means you have 2.5 songs. 2.5 songs. Because something that I would do with verses, if I'm in a studio session and I have to sit down with someone like a producer who I've never met before, who I don't know how they work, I'm just such a fucking social freak. Like, if I feel like I'm taking too long to writing a verse, I'll just go back in my bag of verses and just add a random verse to a song sometimes, just because I don't want the producer to sit there. And part of that's just being prepared and having just a bunch of shit in your reserves. But also, if you have 5 half-written songs, put some of those songs together and just see what the fuck happens. Just see what happens. I promise. And if you have writer's block, so let's see. Come on, give me this, baby. I've had this beat. In my computer for probably maybe 5 years. And I love that beat. Like it's, I love it. And I have a hook for it. I have an amazing hook for it. Can't write a verse. Have not been able to write a verse for it. So yeah, maybe I could use some of my advice and just throw some random verses in there. But the problem with it is I made a hook that I like so much that I feel like the verses have to connect, but I can't figure out a way to do it. Yeah. So writer's block. I feel like everyone should have writer's block. Like it makes sense. Rap about the fact that fame and money doesn't make you happy, that having people by your side and that makes you happy, and how that's how you can incorporate. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like that sounds cool. Like incorporating my family into music is what this person is saying. Puggersy or Puggers. It's one of those two. But yeah, the point still remains. Like even if if we say like, just read your comment verbatim. You can rap about the fact that fame and money doesn't make you happy, that having people by your side through and through makes you happy. And that sounds corny though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I know I can do it in a way, like, you know, I can do that in a way. But like, there's a saying that when I first signed to my publisher, like me and my partner were having our second kid, and we were just playing around, like, yeah, we're staying together, like that's what's happening. And my publisher commented like, yeah, it's crazy, but if you do break up, you're probably gonna make some of the best music. And it's like, yeah, that's probably true. And I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but yeah, I think pain makes some of the best shit. So being happy, if I can find a way to do it, that's cool. And like, yeah, I promise. Do I listen to Travis Scott? No, I don't listen to music. I really don't. I hate that I say that. Saxo, that's a cool name. Let's see if that all account can chat. Anyone see this? I do see that. T Love. Brazil, after watching Rhythm and Flow, I became your fan. Thank you. The dopest. Thank you. Hella Mac Drake feels. That's right. I can. Any artist you'd like to collaborate with? That's an interesting question because I just had this conversation with my manager. Like Talib Kweli shouted me out on his show, his podcast. Like, yeah, Man Saxon, he's good. That's what I'll say. And then I reposted the clip. He retweeted. Talib retweeted the clip. Cool. And then my manager was like, "Oh, we should get a feature from Talib." And I love Talib, but I don't know if I want to feature from Talib. I don't know who I would want to feature with. I just don't know if I'm in a place where I want features. It's really weird. But of course, Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt. If those people are just let's do a song, absolutely. If anyone, if a lot of people say let's do a song, I do it. But if you're asking me for just a feature, I don't know. I really don't know. Love you and your music. You make it my life actively better and happier. That's sweet. Do you see music rap as a lifetime career, or is there an idea planned duration? So, the question is if I see rap as a long-term thing. Joe Budden, if y'all don't know who he is, he's a retired rapper, a podcaster, and he was saying that pretty much every rapper's goal when they start rapping is to stop rapping because there's just so much more money. It's easier in other avenues to make money. With that being said, I just right now really, really like making music when I want to. I want to make other pieces of content, of course, like the baby interviews and stuff, just having a variety show, just different pieces of content. But Right now, I like making music, and one of the best times of my life is when I was in LA and I had gotten a national commercial. My song was on a national commercial, so literally, I would just stay home, and then every couple of days, I'd go to the mailbox, and get a pretty like significant check. And it's like, yeah, if I can just like be with my family and just make crazy amounts of money sitting in my house, that's sick. Um, how does it feel to be on Netflix? Weird. I need to cancel my Netflix account. Honestly, there's nothing on there. I'm sorry, Netflix. Um, yeah. So if you're talking about, you kind of like that version of On My Own more, right? If y'all missed it, I played two versions of On My Own. Traces. I did too. I love that version of On My Own. And so what happened was I had that version. I actually played it live one time, and then I went to my, because I was just like, I don't know. I just like don't know, because that was been my thing with that beat. With those verses in that chorus for song was, I don't know. Like it just could be better, or it could, like, it has like a purpose, like a different purpose than just this. And then I went to a studio session tonight, and this is why I also encourage rappers to just recycle shit, man. There's so many of my favorite rappers that have like their same one verse on like different songs, and it's like, okay, like, all right, like Mac Dre or X Rated has a verse on a couple different songs. Mac Dre has a verse on a couple different songs. So yeah, it's like, it is what it is. But yeah, I went to my studio session, produced that night. We recorded some shit, some like terrible shit that I have on here. I want y'all to know I make bad music too. Like I make really bad music sometimes. And at the end of the session, it was just like he played me the On My Own beat, and I was just like, oh, I think I have something for this. But I'm gonna just completely switch up everything that I was doing, and let's see if it works. And that shit worked. Let's see. I don't know why remixing is just as important to music culture as originals. Yeah, that's a good point, T Love, actually. Do you listen to Jindina? No, I don't listen to music. And God, I can't say that enough. I just don't listen to music. Damn. Do you read comments? That's funny, yes. Often makes comments. Oh, yeah. I read, yeah, pretty much all of my comments. I have like days where, because I'm not just gonna sit and check every day for comments. So this goes into like making music when you actually want to. Sometimes I'll have days where I'll be with the kids the entire day, and I'll cook fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I put them down, and I'm tired as fuck. And so instead of forcing myself to make music, which is okay too, you can do that, but instead of forcing myself to make music, I just say, all right, I'm just gonna sit and read comments and just reply. That happens maybe once every 2 weeks. But yeah, I pretty much read all my comments. Yeah. Did a TEDx about the perils? Yeah, that was great. Thank you, T-Love. You're great. Perils hits deep. It really does. Once this COVID is under control, can you perform at a bar in Arizona so I can go to the concert? I'm 17. That's so funny. I'll try. I'll for sure try. I was in Arizona, and we did an all-ages show, Rhythm and Flow people. I should have posted it on here. It was me, Ali Dominique, Flawless, Caleb Colossus, Malibu, Hannah, and Sam B. yourself. And we did a show. It was really fun. Met you in LA. Your concert was awesome. How have you maintained your lyrical creativity throughout this quarantine? What inspired you? So yeah, the lyrical creativity, it hasn't been there for me. It just hasn't been there for me, really. Yeah, it hasn't. And I'm okay with that. Like, it's okay. I am okay with that. But right now, I'm been inspired. Like, I've been making a lot more content. Like, as far as like, I've been helping other people with their music. I've been doing like baby interviews, this new series I have called Old Game, and I've been way more excited to make just other shit right now. But I'll get back to it. I have a single dropping soon. I won't say when, but it's soon. You think there's an age to make it on music? No. You can just keep making music. I would always tell my students, hey students, just keep making music, and you're gonna just keep getting better at it, and eventually you'll pop. One of these times you'll pop. If you keep making music and you become the 90-year-old rapper that's making music, then that's when it is. So, yeah, I don't think there's an age to it. I think, no, not at all. Sings out of listening, yes it does. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, sorry, I'm taking my time. This is just what it is right now. I'm way behind on this. Sorry if I skip any, y'all. Is my the most underrated part of your videos is my acting on point. That was such a fun video to do because if anyone doesn't like realize the reference is from the like Montgomery flea market thing, and I just watched that video like 100 times. It's so great. Hey, thank you. How old am I? I'm 31 now. Yeah. When you make a song with D Smoke, soon. I definitely will try. LA Film School. I have heard of LA Film School. I feel like Musician Institute was like right by LA Film School. Maybe I'm tripping. How's the exposure from the show helped your career? I feel like everyone agrees you should have lasted longer. Yeah, I should have been there longer, but it's fine. It's just so weird this quarantine happened. But the thing that the show helped most in my career was the live shows. Like my people wanted me to perform live. Thankfully, like my part of the show that was the most memorable was my audition where I was performing live in pretty much a concert setting with people around me and they were reacting to me. So that as a visual for promoters or whatever, like, oh, we want to have him at our show. And then the quarantine happened. That's it. Why is the jazz beat on the Peril so hard? It's one of the best beats ever. It really is. Man, and that's something I realized that this is what I have to say for young artists, or especially young rappers right now. I think, because I've had some songs, and man, I've had so many bad songs, like really, really bad songs. And then I had a night like a week ago where I was just listening to my old songs, and I was like, oh, this is why it took me so long to like make it. Like I was terrible. I was really, really bad. But this is responding to someone saying the Perils beat is really ridiculously good, and I'll get there. And but I remember a couple of the things that people would say when I was early in my rap career was like, one of the things was, oh, you have a nice voice. And that's a really nice way to say, like, you need to stop rapping, like, like your lyrics are too bad, but you have a nice voice. Like, that's okay. I can take that. So I can use my voice in ways that are pleasing to the audience. Cool. The other thing was, you're a good beat picker. You're really good at picking beats. And as a young artist, I think we should, yes, listen to your criticisms and everything and, you know, take what you want from that. But there's so much information that you can find from praise that if you don't just take that praise into your head and go, yeah, I am great. If you take that praise into your head and go, oh, so then how can I like showcase this part? It really goes a long way. It just does. Do you have any new music in the making? Yes. I might have a 3 or 4 song EP, and then I'm working on an album with the dude who made the beat for the Perils. Yeah, we got some shit coming. I just have like that. I have all of that shit. James Burger King, he's great. Or Thief of Baghdad. Oh, that's funny. Professor. What is the story behind Hasn't Happened? I don't know how to answer that. I really don't know how to answer that question. Like, that Hasn't Happened was probably one of the, because there's always like a pretty weird story I have with like either making videos or like making the songs. Hasn't Happened was pretty straightforward. I got a beat from Sir Spence. He actually had mumbles on it. Oh, all right, sorry, bear with me because this is what I want to say. I would probably have like another 10 minutes on here and then I'm gonna leave. But this is also something that I want to just kind of throw out to young artists is don't be afraid to like just fuck around with songs and like just see where it goes, because hasn't happened was there was a part in it where Spencer's just singing the and then I wrote the lyrics to that melody. Another song that I did that where I literally just mumbled the entire song was this one. I know, about to go, I'm here to go, OG for the low, baby you can roll, I'll tell you what I know, about to go, I'm here to go, OG for the low, baby you can roll, Stress with my shit and it's always on time. You ain't gon' roll, you don't know no. Play it like me that done stayed on this grind. Answer to you, tell me you grown. Tell me your bitches on me. Yeah. That whole song started with me mumbling the entire song. I just, and I just mumbled the whole song and then wrote lyrics over it. And that's how OG Ghost came to happen. I think that's interesting. Have I ever listened to J. Cole albums? Yeah, when I say I don't listen to music, like I don't, but like I'll hear things like once and then be like, oh, okay. So yeah, I listen to J. Cole albums. I have such a weird relationship with music. Like I really do. It's not that I don't like. He's a great rapper. I would go to a J. Cole. I would support concert. I would support him in whatever capacity. But I don't really need to listen to his music more than once. It's fucking weird, man. I'm sorry. So Netflix show. Would you ever have eyes for nipples or nipples for eyes? Isn't that the same thing? Wait, eyes. Nipples for eyes. No. 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 I gotta think about it. What advice would I give a younger me? Oh, that's a good question. Cause it's really this. Just stop trying to impress people. Just stop trying to impress anybody. Like, when I first started rapping, I was so mean, like, to women, like, for no reason. Like, for no reason. It is so confusing. Like, oh, man. I don't know. Do y'all want to hear, like, a really bad, like, old song that I made? Because it's like, why? Why are you being so mean to women? But this all comes from trying to... Oh, no, Anthony. Sorry, my phone rang. Oh, no, that's the live. It's there. So yeah, I have to answer that, actually. I don't know if that was Anthony. Alright, it doesn't matter. But yeah, just a really terrible song that I wrote. Chuck E. Cheese. This is 7 years ago.
Every single day, getting paid. Every single day, getting paid. Every single day, getting paid. Every single day, getting paid.
Every single day, it's me getting paid, bro. Take no guts, call my bitch from a payphone. Not cause I'm scared, I just like how it hit. I'm an old man, damn, see I'm sick, I need my pills. Trying to chill with a deal, but my kill's not even kicked out for an hour. I'm still not leaving. Hey, roll another one, man, let's not really stop. You can walk with a limp, bitch, I top with a cough. Then I'm hot, yeah, I'm hot. Scoff at a bitch that don't like how I talk. Get the fuck on in, fucking with some grown men. IRAs, 401ks, and a cold brick.
It's just bad. It's just bad. It's just sounding like it's me getting paid. I wasn't getting paid. It's just bad. It's just a bad song. It is. It's just bad. Okay, sorry everyone. Oh, Evan, I know be a while before you see this, but about 5 songs and writer's block. I would put them together, but they all kind of have different vibes that go with them. Some of them I have beats with, but even with work in college, it's hard for me to make time. I want to get the motivation to stick with it. All right, here's the thing too. I think a lot of people put. So this is a person talking about how he has writer's block. It's Evan, and he's like having problems finishing the songs. This is what I would also say too, because this statement will probably contradict some shit I said in the past. But art is just it's all just contradiction. It's all just you can do whatever the fuck you want. But this is what I think. A lot of really amazing songs happen because of a moment in time, right? You just have all of these people like kind of vibing in a way, and they make this song, and it's an amazing song, and it's number one on the billboards, and everyone loves it. Okay, cool. That's the anomaly, though, right? You can still just make like that song I just played. It's just a song. It's just a song. Like it can be finished. If you have half-written songs, those could be finished songs. And I think a lot of people put a lot of weight into releasing music. Sometimes you release music to see what you did wrong, right? Like you release music to say, oh, people didn't like that because blank. The reason, like I've had, let's see, if that song that I just played was 7 years ago, and then I released the Peril 4 years ago. So that's 3 years, right? That's a 3-year difference between when I started making and releasing music to when I actually made my first like body of work. So sometimes, yeah, I think you just have to make shit and be like, yep, here we go. Yep, all right, so now what? Just say fuck it sometimes. Well, I did the eyes for nipples. How do you think you do if you went on Wild 'N Out? I swear I have like nightmares about going on Wild 'N Out. I would do terribly. Do I ever try to experiment with beats you typically wouldn't rap over? More experimental stuff. Yeah, I don't know if you've heard. So this was a crazy song that I've had. No pun intended. But yeah, I think that's something that one of my biggest pet peeves of listening to. So for example, the Baby, he's a very good rapper, but he has a very similar rap to every song, damn near. And I know that's been like the narrative or whatever, but it's also true. And it's very hard for me to get past people who don't like, do something different. And I think with that being said, he's wildly more successful than I am, like wildly more successful. So there is something to say about, doing something and sticking to it. Because let's be honest, if I did the Perils and kept making music that was just like the Perils, I would have like I'd be a little bit more successful probably than I am right now. And that's just because people want, when you hit, you're supposed to keep hitting. But it's a pet peeve of mine. So after the Perils, that's so funny. After the Perils album, the next song I fucking wrote was this.